What I find just so fascinating is what this little simple machine can do and allow the human form to go so fast and so far. It's the most efficient way to move a human being around. And it's a wonderful, simple, basic piece of equipment that riders use to see the world, race at unheard of speeds, climb mountains, you name it, you can do it on a bicycle. I'm Chuck Teixeira, Senior Advanced R&D Engineer at Specialized. Bicycling has been in my blood. My grandfather owned a bicycle shop and actually raced bikes in the late 20s, early 30s. My grandmother watched me while I was in a playpen in the bicycle shop. I started racing bicycles in 1973. And engineering was just a natural conduit to go into to marry my two passions. I've spent hours and hours riding, thinking of what's the next thing I could do, how I could make this bike better, how could I make it lighter, how could I make it do something that it's not doing now. You cut me open, I bleed bicycles. You can't ask me what's on TV because I have no idea. The couch is kind of death. I require very little sleep. My mind is always ticking. I always have 10 to 20 projects lined up.
What Chuck was able to do with Easton bicycle tubing was certainly a milestone along the way of aluminum development. You know, if you made aluminum frames, you wanted to make them out of Easton tubing.
We've been looking for a really strong addition to our aluminum team for quite some time. Now we got him. I think that Chuck and I, along with Andrew, make an excellent team.
After a bit of time, all the resources and energy have been pressed into carbon, and aluminum has been kind of brushed aside. I'm back in the game to bring aluminum back up to the next level. Smartweld is a patented technology developed here at Specialized Bicycles and Components. In order for aluminum frames to take the next dramatic step forward, is you have to rethink the way the frames are connected. With a conventional joint, you have basically a cylinder for your head tube and another tube or cylinder for your down tube. The joint is connected together. It's a very basic means of construction. It looks like it's well engineered, but it's really not. It's really up to the welder to create that connection.
So what Smartweld does, it takes the joint and gives it back to the engineers.
Smartweld technology, basically what we have is a head tube that's been hydroformed with basically a domed structure. And the top tube and down tube have also been hydroformed with a sort of matching dome. And when you butt those two tubes together, you kind of get a valley. And this valley is what we're able to fill with weld.
They fill in what's left. You know, it's very clear what they have to do. And it's also a lot easier.
We move the connection away from the point of highest stress. For us, the big aha moment was in the test lab. When we first placed our very first Smartweld frame on the fatigue fixture and measured just tremendous performance improvements. We could not break these frames. They just ran and ran and ran. I've been around for a long time. I haven't seen this kind of change in performance. I can't remember when. There's no greater pleasure than to sit down, design something in a computer, and go out in a shop and actually make something. And then the cherry on the cake is to go out for a ride on it.
All right, Chuck, here we go.
I really feel that my LA has just a great road feel. It's got a great balance of feedback, of just the right amount of sensory feeling so I know exactly what my wheels and tires are doing. It's wonderfully stiff, yet compliant where I need it. When I'm sitting in the saddle and climbing or sitting in the saddle descending, I've got the plushness. When I'm sprinting, trying to chase onto the back of the pack, great performance, pedaling stiffness is right there. Climbing the hills, beautiful, beautiful. Carves turns on the way down. It's got the right handling. It's married to a wonderful carbon fork, the same fork that you find on our tarmac. I always find it amazing that a material can actually sell a product when it's really the engineering that creates and dictates how well that material will behave or perform. And a low-cost carbon fiber bike, truthfully, does not perform better than a great performing aluminum bike. Our new Smartweld frame performed so well, we were compelled to make an S-Works version. S-Works is only reserved for the highest performing bicycles. It's stronger, it's stiffer, it also reduces weight and looks beautiful. I really feel that this new technology is going to be one of those little changes that we're going to look back 10, 20, 30 years from now and go, wow, that was a turning point. We stopped what we were doing, we made a change, and we made something better. If you haven't ridden an aluminum bike lately, you haven't ridden an aluminum bike.